I'm standing at the altar, my hands sweating, my heart pounding so hard I think everyone can hear it. Sophia looks beautiful. Her dress is this perfect white, all lace and silk, and her smile is everything I ever wanted. The church is packed. I see her dad, Mr. Turner, in the front row. He's wearing a suit that probably costs more than my car. He gives me this tight little nod, like he's approving a business deal. My own suit feels stiff and new, like a costume. I keep tugging at the collar. It's too tight. Everything feels too tight. The music starts. The big doors at the back of the room swing open. Everyone turns to look. It's supposed to be Sophia's little cousin, the flower girl, but it's not. It's a woman. She's wearing a simple, faded blue dress. I know that dress. My mom wore it to my high school graduation. She saved for months to buy it. She said blue was my lucky color. My breath catches in my throat. My chest gets so tight I think I might pass out. It's her. It's my mom. But that's impossible. I told her not to come. I told my own mother she wasn't welcome at my wedding. The memory hits me like a punch to the gut. It was 3 weeks ago. I was in my new apartment, the one with the view of the Atlanta skyline. My phone rang. It was her. I could picture her perfectly, sitting at the old kitchen table, the one with the wobbly leg she always meant to fix. "Hi, sweetie," she'd said, her voice so warm and familiar. "I was just looking at flights for the wedding. I want to make sure I get there a few days early. Help you with whatever you need." I felt my whole body go cold. I looked around my sterile, expensive apartment. I thought about the country club rehearsal dinner. I thought about Sophia's mom, Judith, and her comments about background and pedigree. "Mom," I said. The word felt like a rock in my mouth. I could hear my own accent changing, flattening out, trying to sound less like the boy from a small town in Georgia and more like them. "Listen, about the wedding." I took a deep breath. I could feel the shame burning my face. It was a hot, ugly feeling. I think it's best if you don't come." The silence on the other end of the line was the loudest thing I've ever heard. It went on for a full minute. I could hear the hum of the old refrigerator in her kitchen through the phone. "Mom," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "I see," she said finally. Her voice was soft, but it was cracked, broken. "You wouldn't really fit in here, Mom. It's all very formal. You'd be uncomfortable." I was a coward. I was throwing her kindness, her humility, back in her face as if it were a flaw, as if her love wasn't good enough for this new world I was trying to buy my way into. Another pause. I could almost hear her heart breaking. I know I heard mine. "I understand, sweetheart," she whispered, and she did. She understood that her son was ashamed of her. That was the worst part. She understood perfectly. "I'll be praying for you." She hung up before I could say anything else. I stood there, holding my phone, staring at my reflection in the dark screen of my TV. I didn't look like myself. I looked like a stranger, a traitor. And now, she's here. She's walking slowly down the aisle. She's not looking at the rich guests in their designer clothes. She's not looking at the elaborate flower arrangements that cost a fortune. She's looking right at me. Her eyes are red-rimmed, but she's holding her head high. She looks proud and sad and so strong. The entire church is dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. All you can hear is the soft sound of her sensible shoes on the marble floor. Step, step, step. Sophia's grip on my arm tightens. "Daniel?" she whispers, her voice confused and a little scared. "Who is that?" I can't answer her. My throat is closed shut. I feel like I'm drowning. I see Mr. Turner lean over and mutter something to his wife. Judith's face is a mask of pure horror. She looks from my mom's simple dress to my face, and her lips press into a thin, disapproving line. My mom stops about halfway down the aisle. She doesn't come any closer. She doesn't make a scene. She just stands there, her hands clasped in front of her. She looks smaller than I remember. She looks tired. And in that moment, I see it all. I see every sacrifice, every hot lunch she packed for me, every late shift she worked so I could have new shoes for basketball. Every time she told me she wasn't tired when she was exhausted just so I could stay up and study. I see the woman who loved me unconditionally, standing in a room full of people whose love feels like a transaction. I feel my eyes stinging with tears, my vision blurs. The perfect wedding, the perfect life I thought I was building, it all shatters into a million pieces. It was all built on a lie, on the shame of where I came from, on the betrayal of the person who loved me most. She doesn't say a word. She just looks at me. Her eyes are asking a question. They're asking, was it worth it, son? Was all this worth losing me? And I know the answer. God, I know the answer. My heart isn't just stopping. It's breaking. It's shattering right there in my chest in front of everyone. I can feel the pieces cutting me up from the inside. I made the worst mistake of my life, and now I have to face it. I have to face her. I find myself wondering how far a story like this can travel. I wonder if anyone else has ever felt this kind of regret. Comment below what city you're listening from, just so I know I'm not alone in this. The silence stretches. It's thick and heavy, like a blanket smothering the whole room. All I can hear is the frantic thumping in my own ears. My mom is just standing there. Her faded blue dress is a splash of simple color in a sea of black tuxedos and shimmering gowns. I see people staring. I see their confused whispers behind their hands. I see Judith Turner's face frozen in a look of utter disgust, like someone just tracked mud on her white carpet. My mom's eyes are locked on mine. They're not angry. That's what destroys me. They're just deeply, deeply sad. It's a quiet disappointment that feels worse than any scream. She looks at my suit, at Sophia on my arm, at the opulent church. I see her take it all in, and I see the moment she understands the full picture, the life I chose, the world I picked over her. My mind flashes back. It's not a single memory. It's a flood. I'm 10 years old. I'm sitting at our kitchen table, the laminate top chipped and worn. The air smells like fried chicken and gravy. My mom is standing over the stove, her apron dusted with flour. She's been on her feet since 5 a.m. She turns and smiles at me, her face tired but her eyes bright. "My smart boy," she says, "you're going to do amazing things." She believed it with her whole heart. I'm 16. I need a suit for the homecoming dance. We go to the department store, and I see the price tag. It's too much. I start to put it back. She stops my hand. "We'll make it work," she says. She paid for it in installments over 3 months. I didn't find out until years later. I'm 22. I've just graduated college, the first in our family. She's in the crowd crying. Her hands are rough from work, but they clap louder than anyone else's. She's wearing that same blue dress. She hugged me so tight I could feel her bones. "I'm so proud of you," she whispered into my shoulder. Her pride was my fuel. It was everything. And now I'm 28. I'm standing here in a church that costs more to rent for an hour than she makes in a year. I told the source of all that pride, all that love, that she didn't belong here, that she wouldn't fit in. The words echo in my head, taunting me. I feel physically sick. My stomach is a twisted knot. Sophia's nails dig into my arm. "Daniel, what is happening?" she hisses, her voice a low, panicked whisper. She's looking at my mom like she's a ghost, an inconvenient, messy ghost from a past I promised her I'd left behind. I can't move. My feet are glued to the floor. The priest, a distinguished older man, clears his throat awkwardly. He looks from me to my mom, completely lost. The perfect ceremony, the perfectly timed music, the perfectly arranged guests, it's all ruined. And I ruined it. Not her. Me. My mom takes a small, hesitant step forward. Then another. She's not walking toward the altar anymore. She's walking toward the side, toward an empty pew near the back. She's not trying to interrupt. She just wants to be here. She just wanted to see her son get married. That's all. The simplicity of her intention is a knife in my heart. She sits down, smoothing her dress over her knees. She keeps her gaze forward, on me. She doesn't look at the whispering guests. She doesn't hang her head in shame. She sits with a dignity that every single person in this room, with all their money and status, could never hope to buy. Mr. Turner stands up. He's a big man, used to taking charge. He starts to move toward her, probably to have her escorted out. I see the security guard near the door take a step, looking to him for direction. And something in me snaps. The shame, the fear, the years of pretending, it just cracks open. No! The word comes out raspy, choked, but it's loud enough. Mr. Turner stops. Everyone looks at me. "Daniel, let me handle this," Mr. Turner says, his voice low and commanding. It's the voice he uses in boardrooms. I look at my mom. I see the faint hope flicker in her eyes. And I look at Sophia. Her face is pale, her perfect day crumbling around her. I'm standing at a crossroads, and the path I've been walking for years is a lie. It's a path paved with my own cowardice. I gently pull my arm away from Sophia. Her hand falls to her side, stunned. I take a step. My legs feel like jelly. The marble floor seems to stretch for a mile. I walk past the staring faces of Sophia's sorority sisters. I walk past her smirking cousin who never thought I was good enough. I walk past the priest who just watches me, his mouth slightly agape. I don't stop until I'm standing in front of the pew where my mom is sitting. I look down at her. I see the fine lines around her eyes, the gray hair she tries to cover. I see the hands that cooked 1,000 meals for me, that bandaged my scraped knees, that held me when my dad walked out. These hands that built me. My voice is thick with tears I can no longer hold back. "Mom," I whisper. The word feels right this time. It feels like coming home. She looks up at me, her own eyes glistening. "You came?" I say. It's a stupid thing to say, but it's all I have. She gives me a small, trembling smile. "I'll always come for you, Daniel." And that's it. That one sentence, filled with more unconditional love than I have felt in years, shatters the last of my facade. The rich guy from Atlanta, the one with the polished accent and the expensive watch, he's gone. I'm just a boy from Georgia, looking at his mom. I sink to my knees right there in the aisle. The expensive fabric of my trousers doesn't matter. The gasps from the crowd don't matter. "I'm so sorry, Mom," I choke out, the tears finally falling freely. "I'm so sorry. I was wrong. I was ashamed. And I was wrong." I put my head in my hands, my shoulders shaking. I feel her hand, warm and rough, on the back of my head. She doesn't say it's okay, because it's not. But her touch says everything. It says I'm still her son. The wedding is completely forgotten. The plan, the schedule, the appearances, it's all gone. In this huge, silent church, there's just a mother and her son, and the weight of a terrible, terrible mistake. I find myself wondering how far a story like this can travel. I wonder if anyone else has ever felt this kind of regret. Comment below what city you're listening from, just so I know I'm not alone in this. The sound of my own sobbing is the only thing I hear. My mom's hand is still on my head, her fingers gently stroking my hair like she did when I was a kid and had a fever. I can't look up. I can't face the church. I can't face Sophia. The shame is a physical weight crushing me into the cold marble floor. Then I hear a sound that makes my blood run cold. The sharp, clear click of high heels on stone. I force myself to look up. Sophia is walking toward us. Her face isn't confused or scared anymore. It's hard. It's set in stone. Her wedding dress, this symbol of perfect new beginnings, seems to mock me now. She stops a few feet away, her arms crossed. She doesn't even look at my mom. "Daniel," she says. Her voice is flat, empty.
Get up! My mom's hand tenses on my head. I slowly push myself up onto my knees. My legs are too weak to stand. I look from Sophia's icy expression to my mom's sad, weary face. The two most important women in my life, and I've failed them both. "What is this?" Sophia asks, her voice dangerously quiet. "What are you doing?" "Sophia, my voice cracks. I have no words that can fix this. "We had a plan," she continues, her eyes blazing now. "We had an agreement. This day was supposed to be perfect. My parents, everyone is here." She gestures vaguely at the crowd, a sea of stunned, wealthy faces. "And you on your knees for her?" She says her like it's a dirty word. My mom flinches, just a little. I see it in the way her shoulders slump. That tiny movement fills me with a rage I didn't know I had. "Don't," I say, my voice stronger now. I get to my feet, my body trembling. "Don't you dare talk about her like that." Sophia's eyes widen in shock. I've never spoken to her like that. I've always been so careful, so eager to please. "This is my mother," I say, stepping slightly in front of my mom, like I can shield her from their judgment. It's a pathetic, late gesture, but it's all I have. "She has more right to be here than anyone." "Right?" Sophia lets out a short, bitter laugh. "Daniel, we talked about this. We agreed. It was for the best, for our future." "Our future?" The words taste like ash in my mouth. "What future? One where I pretend the woman who raised me doesn't exist? One where I'm so ashamed of where I come from that I have to hide it? That's not a future. That's a prison." I see Mr. Turner marching down the aisle now, his face purple with anger. Judith is right behind him, her phone already out, probably calling security. "This is over, Daniel," Mr. Turner barks, pointing a finger at me. "You have humiliated my daughter. You have made a spectacle of my family. The wedding is off. The deal is off. Everything is off." The deal. He said it. The unspoken agreement. I marry his daughter. I get a cushy job in his company. I become one of them. I erase Daniel Reed from the small town and become someone new, someone acceptable. I look at Sophia. "Is that what this was?" I ask her, my heart breaking all over again. "A deal?" She won't meet my eyes. She just stares at a spot on the wall behind me. That's my answer. I turn back to my mom. Her eyes are full of tears, but she's looking at me with a new expression. It's not just sadness anymore. There's a flicker of pride. She sees me choosing her. She sees me finally being her son again. "Mom," I say, my voice clear now, for the whole church to hear. "I would be honored if you would stay. This is your son's wedding. You belong here." A single tear rolls down her cheek. She nods, unable to speak. I turn to the priest, who looks like he's witnessing a car crash. "Father," I say, "can we please continue?" The priest looks nervously at the Turners. Mr. Turner shakes his head, a sharp, final motion. "I don't think that's advisable, son," the priest says softly. "It's my wedding," I say, "mine and Sophia's." I look at her one last time. "Is it?" She finally looks at me, and in her eyes, I don't see love. I don't see the girl I fell for. I see calculation. I see a business partnership that just went bad. She looks at my mom's simple dress, at my tear-streaked face, and she sees a liability, a bad investment. No, she says, her voice cold and final. It's not. She turns, the train of her dress sweeping across the floor, and walks back up the aisle. She doesn't look back. Her parents follow her, shooting me looks of pure contempt. The guests begin to murmur, standing up, the spell of the drama broken. The wedding is over. And just like that, the life I thought I wanted is gone. The job, the money, the status, the wife. It all evaporated in the space of 5 minutes. But I'm still standing here, and my mom is still sitting there. The church empties out. The noise fades. It's just us, the priest, and a few church staff members looking awkward. The fancy flowers, the empty chairs. It all feels like a movie set after the actors have gone home. I sit down next to my mom in the pew. The wood is hard and unforgiving. I can't believe what just happened. I lost everything. I'm so sorry, Daniel, my mom whispers, her voice raw. I shouldn't have come. I ruined your day. No, I say, taking her hand. It's the most real thing I've held in years. You didn't ruin anything. You saved me. And I mean it. The pain is immense, a hollow ache in my chest where my future used to be. But it's a clean pain. It's the pain of truth. For the first time in years, I'm not pretending. I'm just me, her son. We sit in the quiet, empty church for a long time. We don't talk. We just sit. The sun streams through the stained glass windows, painting colors on the floor. It's peaceful. I lost the wedding today, but I found my way back home. I find myself wondering how far a story like this can travel. I wonder if anyone else has ever felt this kind of regret or this kind of relief. Comment below what city you're listening from, just so I know I'm not alone in this. The silence in the church is deafening now. It's just me and my mom, sitting in a sea of empty, expensive chairs. The scent of all those white lilies is starting to turn sickly sweet. I can still see the imprint of Sophia's heel on the marble, where she turned and walked away for good. My tuxedo feels like a costume now, a stupid, itchy costume for a play that just ended in disaster. My mom hasn't let go of my hand. Her grip is tight, like she's afraid I'll vanish if she loosens her fingers. I look down at our hands. My skin is smooth, my nails perfectly manicured for the wedding. Hers are rough, the knuckles slightly swollen from years of hard work. These hands that scrubbed floors and cooked meals to put food on our table. And I was ashamed of them. The thought makes me want to vomit. What do we do now? I whisper. My voice echoes in the huge, empty space. She just pats my hand. We go home, Daniel. Home? The word sounds foreign. For years, home was the apartment I shared with Sophia in Buckhead. All glass and steel, with a view of the city lights. But that wasn't a home. It was a showroom. My real home has a creaky screen door and a magnolia tree in the front yard. It's 3 hours away, in a town so small it doesn't even have a Starbucks. I don't have a car here, I say, realizing the practicalities. My stuff, it's all at the hotel. With her. The hotel suite, the one her parents paid for. My suitcases are probably still there. My clothes, my books, the few personal things I owned. It all feels like it belongs to a different person now. We'll take my car, Mom says, her voice steady. We'll figure it out. We always do. She stands up, her movement slow and a little stiff. I watch her smooth down her simple blue dress. It's probably 10 years old, but she kept it nice. She always took care of her things. I stand up too, my legs still unsteady. I feel like I've run a marathon. We start walking back down the aisle, the same aisle I was supposed to walk down with Sophia. Now I'm walking with my mom. The flower petals are already starting to wilt on the floor. We pass the priest, who is quietly talking to an altar boy. He gives me a sad, sympathetic look. I just nod. I don't know what to say. Sorry for ruining your church with my personal meltdown? We push open the heavy wooden doors and step out into the Atlanta afternoon. The sun is blinding after the dim church. The air is hot and thick. And there, parked right between a Rolls-Royce and a Mercedes, is my mom's car. A 10-year-old Toyota Corolla, faded red, with a dent in the passenger side door. I remember when she got that dent. A shopping cart got away from her in the Piggly Wiggly parking lot. She was so upset about it. I opened the passenger door for her. The inside smells like her, like coffee and the faint, clean scent of the laundry detergent she's used forever. It's the most comforting smell in the world. "You drive," she says, handing me the keys. I just look at her. "You never let anyone drive your car." "Today's a day for exceptions," she says, and she walks around to the passenger side. I get behind the wheel. The seat is adjusted for her, so I have to pull it back. My knees are practically in the dashboard. I put the key in the ignition, and the engine turns over with a familiar rattling purr. I look in the rearview mirror. I can still see the church doors. A part of me expects Sophia to come running out, to say it was all a mistake, but the doors stay closed. I pull out of the parking spot, navigating carefully around the luxury cars. We don't talk as we drive through the manicured streets of this wealthy neighborhood. We pass the country club, the gated communities. Every landmark feels like a reminder of the life I just lost. When we get on the highway, heading out of the city, I finally speak. I need to call my job. My job at Turner Developments, or my former job, I guess. "It can wait until Monday," Mom says softly, looking out the window. "Let's just get home first." So I drive. I drive away from Atlanta, away from the skyscrapers, and into the rolling green hills of Georgia. With every mile, I feel a little bit of the tension in my shoulders ease. The polished accent I worked so hard to cultivate starts to slip away. My sentences get a little slower, my words a little less precise. After about an hour, Mom speaks again. "Are you hungry? We could stop at a Cracker Barrel." A Cracker Barrel. Sophia would have rather died than eat at a Cracker Barrel. She called them tourist traps with bad food. But right now, the thought of greasy eggs and strong coffee sounds like heaven. "Yeah, Mom, I'd like that." We pull off the highway. The familiar rocking chairs on the porch, the old-fashioned candy in the gift shop. It feels real. We get a booth by the window. I order the chicken fried steak. She gets a salad, but she picks at my fries the whole time. We don't talk about the wedding. We don't talk about Sophia. We talk about the neighbors, about Mrs. Gable's new dog, about the high school football team's chances this year. Normal, boring, wonderful things. When we get back in the car, the sun is starting to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. We drive the rest of the way in a comfortable silence. When we finally pull onto her street, onto the gravel driveway, it feels like I can finally breathe. The house looks exactly the same. The white paint is a little chipped. The porch light is on, waiting for us. I get my suitcase from the trunk, the one small bag I'd packed for the honeymoon, and follow her inside. The air in the house is still and cool. It smells like lemon polish and old wood. She flicks on the kitchen light. Everything is in its place. The cookie jar shaped like a cat. The magnet from Panama City Beach on the fridge. The framed picture of me in my cap and gown on the wall. "Your old room is just like you left it," she says. "I'll get you some fresh towels." I carry my bag down the hall and push open the door to my bedroom. The posters of bands I loved in high school are still on the walls. The trophy from when I came in third place in the science fair is on the shelf. The quilt my grandmother made is on the bed. It's all here. The boy I was before I tried to become someone else. I sit down on the edge of the bed. The springs creak a familiar creak. I take off my expensive watch and lay it on the nightstand. It looks out of place here. I hear my mom in the kitchen, starting a pot of coffee.
The simple, normal sound of life going on. The life I ran from. The life I was so desperate to escape. I lost everything today. My fiancé, my job, my future, the respect of a lot of people. But as I sit here in my old room, listening to my mom hum in the kitchen, I realize something. I didn't lose anything that was ever truly mine. I just shed a skin that never really fit. The pain is still there, a sharp, aching hollow in my chest. But for the first time in a very long time, it feels like my heart is beating in rhythm with the rest of me. It's a painful rhythm, a sad song, but it's mine. I find myself wondering if anyone else has ever had their entire life fall apart in a single day, only to find the pieces of their real self in the wreckage. Where are you listening from? Let me know your city. It helps to know I'm not the only one out there navigating the aftermath. The next morning, I wake up in my old bed. For a second, I don't know where I am. The sun is filtering through the window, hitting the faded poster of a band I haven't listened to in 10 years. Then it all comes rushing back. The church, Sophia's cold eyes, the empty chairs. The weight of it all settles on my chest again, heavy and real. I can smell bacon, the rich, greasy, wonderful smell of my mom cooking breakfast. It's a smell from my childhood, a smell that means safety. I pull on an old pair of sweatpants I found in a drawer and a t-shirt from my high school. The fabric is soft and worn. It feels more like me than the $1,000 suit I wore yesterday. I walk into the kitchen. Mom is at the stove, her back to me. She's wearing her old robe, the one with the little flowers on it. The radio is playing softly, some country station she's always listened to. It's a perfect, normal morning scene. And it almost breaks me. "Morning," I say, my voice rough from sleep and leftover emotion. She turns, a smile on her face that doesn't quite reach her eyes. She looks tired. "Morning, sweetheart. I made your favorite, bacon, eggs, and grits." I sit down at the familiar Formica table. The chrome edge is chipped in one spot. I used to run my finger over that chip every morning before school. It's still there. We eat in silence for a few minutes. The food is good. It's real. It tastes like home. But every bite feels like a confirmation of the new reality. This is my life now. Not brunch at some fancy bistro. Grits at my mom's kitchen table. My phone, which I'd left on silent, starts vibrating on the counter. I can see the screen light up. Sophia. Then her dad. Then a number from the office. It buzzes and buzzes, a persistent, angry hum. I don't move. I just keep eating my eggs. "Aren't you going to get that?" Mom asks gently. "No," I say. "Not yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to hear Sophia's voice, to hear the final, official ending. I'm not ready to be fired by Mr. Turner. The silence in this kitchen is fragile, and I want to protect it for just a little while longer." After breakfast, I help her with the dishes. It's a small thing, washing and drying, but it feels significant. It's something I haven't done in years. We don't have a dishwasher here. It's just us, standing side by side at the sink, looking out the window at the backyard. The phone calls stop. Then the texts start. My phone lights up over and over on the counter. "Daniel, call me. We need to talk." Sophia Reed. "You have 1 hour to call me before I have security clear out your desk." Mr. Turner. "Dude, what the hell happened? The whole office is talking." Mark, a guy from work. I pick up the phone. My hands are still a little wet from the dishes. I take a deep breath and go out onto the back porch. The wood is warm under my bare feet. I dial Sophia's number first. She answers on the first ring. "Daniel." Her voice is clipped, professional. It's the voice she uses with difficult clients. "Sophia, I need you to come get your things, today. My parents don't want any of your stuff in the hotel suite." "Okay," I say. My voice is calm, which surprises me. There's a pause. I can hear her breathing. "What you did yesterday, it was unforgivable, Daniel. You humiliated me. You humiliated my family in front of everyone we know." I'm sorry you were humiliated, I say. And I am, in a way. I never wanted to hurt her. Not like that. But I'm not sorry my mom was there. That woman, she spits the word out, ruined everything we built. No, Sophia, I say, looking out at my mom's overgrown garden. She didn't. We did. We built it on a lie, on me pretending to be someone I'm not. That's a foundation of sand. It was always going to collapse. She silenced for a long time. I loved you, she says finally, and her voice cracks just a little. I loved you too, I tell her. But I don't think you loved me. You loved the idea of me, the guy I could become. You never loved the guy I actually was. She doesn't deny it. She just says,
Your things will be in boxes by the valet. Be there by 3. And then she hangs up. I lean against the porch railing, the old wood splintering under my palms. That's it. It's really over. The finality of it is a physical blow. I let myself feel it for a minute. The grief, the loss. I cry right there on the porch, the tears hot and silent. I cry for the future I thought I had. I cry for the man I tried so hard to be. When I'm done, I wipe my face on my t-shirt. I feel hollowed out, but clean, like a storm has passed. Next, I call Mr. Turner. He doesn't answer. It goes straight to voicemail. His cold, impersonal message plays. You've reached Robert Turner. Leave a message. Mr. Turner, I say, my voice steady. This is Daniel Reed. Consider this my resignation, effective immediately. You can mail my final check. I'll come by for my things another time. I hang up. I don't owe him any more than that. The last call is the hardest. I call my landlord. I explain that I'm breaking the lease on the Buckhead apartment. I hear the disapproval in his voice. I'll lose the deposit. I don't care. When I walk back inside, my mom is sitting at the table, nursing a cup of coffee. She looks at my face, at my probably red-rimmed eyes, and she just nods. She doesn't ask for details. I have to go to Atlanta, I tell her, to get my stuff from the hotel. I'll go with you, she says immediately. You don't have to do that, Mom. I know I don't have to, she says, standing up. I want to. We're in this together now, remember? So we get back in her old Corolla and make the drive back to the city. It feels different this time. The skyscrapers don't look impressive anymore. They just look cold. We pull up to the Grand Hotel. The valets look at our car with barely concealed disdain. There, by the curb, are 3 cardboard boxes. That's it. 3 boxes containing the entirety of my life with Sophia. My clothes, my books, my shaving kit. It looks so small, so pathetic, sitting on the polished concrete. A hotel attendant stands nearby, looking uncomfortable. I get out of the car. My mom gets out too, and starts helping me load the boxes into the trunk without a word. We don't speak to anyone. We just do the job. As I'm putting the last box in, I look up, and I see her, Sophia, is standing just inside the glass doors of the lobby. She's wearing a sleek black dress, her sunglasses on. She's watching us, watching me and my mom struggle to fit my life into the trunk of a beat-up car. Our eyes meet for a second through the glass. I can't see her expression behind the sunglasses, but I don't need to. I feel nothing. No anger, no sadness, no longing, just nothing. It's over. I get in the car. My mom starts the engine. We pull away from the curb, from the hotel, from that life. You okay? She asks softly as we merge onto the highway, heading home. I look at the boxes in the back seat. I look at my mom's profile, strong and kind. I think about my old room and the smell of bacon and the creaky screen door. Yeah, Mom, I say, and for the first time, I actually believe it. I think I am. The life I had is packed away in 3 cardboard boxes, and for the first time in a very long time, that feels like enough. If you've ever had to walk away from everything you thought you wanted, you know how terrifying and freeing it can be. Where are you watching this from? Let me know your city. Your stories make me feel less alone in starting over. The boxes sit in the corner of my old bedroom for a week. I don't open them. Every morning, I wake up to the sun on my band posters. I smell coffee and bacon. The world hasn't ended. It's just different. I start helping Mom around the house. I mow the lawn.
The old push mower fights me the whole way. I fix the leaky faucet in the kitchen sink. Small, tangible problems with simple, tangible solutions. My hands, which had gotten soft from typing on a keyboard and shaking hands at cocktail parties, get dirty again. They get calluses. It feels good. A week after the non-wedding, I finally open the boxes. It's like opening a tomb. There's the cashmere sweater Sophia bought me for my birthday. The leather-bound journal I never wrote in because I was afraid my handwriting wasn't elegant enough. I pack it all into garbage bags for Goodwill. I don't need these skins anymore. At the bottom of the last box, I find it. The small velvet ring box. I open it. The platinum band winks up at me in the afternoon light. It costs more than my mom's car. I snap it shut. That's not my life anymore. The next day, I drive to the nicest jewelry store in our small town. It's not much, sandwiched between a barber shop and a diner. A bell jingles when I walk in. An older man with kind eyes looks up from behind the counter. "Can I help you, son?" I place the ring box on the glass counter. "I'd like to sell this, please." He opens it, whistles softly. "This is quite a piece. You sure?" "I'm sure." He examines it with a loupe. He gives me a price. It's less than half what I paid, but it's a lot of money, more than enough. I take the cash. It feels heavy and real in my pocket. I drive straight to the local community college and walk into the administration office. I fill out the forms for the fall semester. I'm going to study construction management. It's what I always wanted to do before I decided I wanted to be important. I use the money from the ring to pay for the first year, in full. When I tell my mom that night over meatloaf and mashed potatoes, she puts her fork down. She looks at me for a long time, her eyes shining. "I'm so proud of you, Daniel," she says, and her voice is thick with emotion. It's the first time she said that since I got my big job in the city. It means more than any bonus I ever got. Life finds a new rhythm. I get a part-time job with a local contractor, a friend of my mom's from church. His name is Joe. He's a big guy with a loud laugh and rough hands. He teaches me how to frame a wall, how to read a blueprint for real, not just in a fancy presentation. The work is hard. My back aches at the end of the day. But I fall asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow, and I don't dream of ballrooms or champagne. One afternoon, I'm at the hardware store buying nails. I'm in my work boots and a dusty t-shirt. I hear a voice behind me. "Daniel?" I turn. It's Sarah, a girl I knew in high school. She's holding a gallon of paint. She looks the same, just more. Her smile is easy. "Hey, Sarah," I say. My voice is my own. No polished accent. It just comes out. "I heard you were back in town," she says. "I work at the library now. Your mom comes in all the time." We talk for 10 minutes in the paint aisle. She tells me about the library's summer reading program. I tell her I'm going to school for construction management. She doesn't look impressed or disappointed. She just nods, like it makes sense. "We should get coffee sometime," she says as she's leaving. "Catch up properly." "I'd like that," I say, and I mean it. A few months pass. The leaves start to turn. I'm in my first semester, and I love my classes. I'm learning how things are built, from the ground up. There's no pretending. Either the math is right or the wall falls down. One Saturday, Mom and I are painting the living room. The radio is on. We're both covered in specks of seaside sand. We take a break, sitting on the drop cloths, drinking sweet tea. "You're happy here, aren't you?" she asks, not looking at me, just staring at the fresh coat on the wall. "Yeah, Mom, I am." "I never wanted you to feel like you had to be someone else," she says softly. "I was always proud of the boy you were." "I know that now," I tell her, and I do. I think about Sophia sometimes. I see her father's company in the news, a big new development. It doesn't sting. It just feels like a story I read about someone else a long time ago. The pain is a quiet scar, not an open wound. I go for that coffee with Sarah. Then we go for a walk. Then we go to a movie. It's easy. It's simple. She knows my whole story. She knew me when. She laughs at my dumb jokes, the ones I used to hide. She holds my calloused hand and doesn't seem to notice the rough skin. I'm sitting on the porch with my mom one evening, watching the fireflies. The air is cool. The future isn't some scary, unknown thing anymore. It's the next project at work. It's my next class. It's a date with Sarah on Friday night. I lost a fortune. I lost a certain kind of future. But I found my way back to myself. And that's the only thing that ever mattered. My story started with a heart that stopped in a church. Now it beats steadily, strongly, in the quiet of a small town. It's a good heart. It's my heart. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever had to choose between who you are and who the world wants you to be, let me know. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. Your support means everything on this new road.